Now, these are 4 ways to actually know that you are a prophet. Either you are called a prophet or either you are in the prophetic ministry. Now, in this video, that's what we're going to talk about as regard 4 ways to identify and 4 ways to understand and 4 ways to observe that either you are called as a prophet or you are called into the prophetic ministry. Now, that's what we're going to talk about as regards in this video. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, do it to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For many more of this that's going to come your way. Let's get right into the video. Now, the prophetic ministry is something that we need to understand because somehow that the prophetic ministry can be vast, but somehow it can also be dicey, because sometimes that you hear the voice of God or that God speaks to you, which is our natural characteristics as Christian, it doesn't necessitate that you are in that prophetic stream, because we must understand that when there is a connection, when there's a bonding, when there's a binding, that is what is referred to as the prophetic stream. There are people that have found themselves in the prophetic stream because there are some things that they do, or there are some actions that take place in their life, so they find themselves in that prophetic stream. But some of them might not be able to identify that either God is placing them in the prophetic ministry on the prophetic stream, or some of them, they are being called as a prophet. Now, number one way for you to identify, number one way for you to observe that you are in the prophetic ministry is that you start seeing, or you start noticing association with prophets or amongst the prophetic ministry. Somehow you see that your body, somehow you see that there is an urge for the prophetic ministry. There's an urge, there is a kind of a likability or a kind of likeness with prophets. Now, somehow you may think that, oh, is something that is just like that, oh, let me just keep it like that. No, there are some things that you just find fascinating. There are some things you just find love for the prophetic ministry. You find love for prophets. You find love, you just see yourself loving them. It may be that God is trying to release you, or it may be that you are called into that line. So therefore you check yourself, or therefore you test to understand that what is trying to take place at this particular moment. You start noticing that God starts revealing things to you in dreams. Now, these times is not only revealing things to you at one at a time. No, you notice is a frequent occurrence. You notice something that is constant. You start noticing that God reveals things to you either in dreams or in vision or in His Word. There are some things that God reveals to you. There are some things that God tends to usher you in, that you understand that somehow you notice that a revelation comes out from the Word of God, and it's effective, and you notice that this thing is something that maybe God wants you to speak about, or God just wants you to understand more about, because God is going to reveal something pertaining to His Word. Because we must understand that the Word of God is a building block for the voice of God. When you notice that you start getting a certain kind of message, probably in dream, and this time is not only once in a while, this time is frequent, this time is constant, this time is not is coming here and there, and is coming there, and every time you notice that there is this strong revelation that comes to you either in dreams or in visions or from the Word of God. Number 3 is that your thoughts are refined, because you must understand that there are thoughts that somehow that God puts in your spirit that comes alive. There are thoughts that God puts in your spirit that comes to pass. Your thoughts are refined. It's your thoughts are no more, okay, let me think as regard this place. Let me think as regard that place. Sometimes there are some things that you think about that it comes to pass. There are some things that you think about that is just it materialized. There are some things that you think about that you see it coming to pass. It may be that there is this connection to the prophetic ministry, or you are being called as a prophet, because thoughts that are refined is on the platform of there is a speaking that is coming from God, because your thoughts don't just wander anyhow. There are sometimes you just think as regard a particular place, you just think about a particular issue or a particular occurrence that tends to happen, and you see that thing maybe in the next few days, you see it coming to pass, or you say, this thing I thought as regard this thing, I thought as regard this thing, and you just find out that it may be that God is trying to usher you in, or maybe that you are in the prophetic stream, or maybe that you are being called as a prophet. Now, this is not only a pointer. This is not the only pointer to point you to the prophetic ministry, because this is a major pointer for you to understand that you are amongst, or you are in the streams of the prophetic. Now, number 4 is as regard your words are witty. Your words are weighty. There are things that you speak casually that you see it coming to pass. There are things that the Spirit of the Lord puts in you and you speak and you see it coming to pass, because the efficacy of prophet is as regards the words that they speak. There are things that you just notice that you just say, oh, let me talk as regard this. Somehow you just want to speak as regard events. You want to speak as regard happenings. You want to speak as regard a particular issue that is going on in your life. And in that case, and you see yourself speaking and you see it coming to pass, your words are weighty, because these words that God is bringing to you is a refined word. Just as God touched the tongue of Isaiah, that his mouth was refined, and that is when he spake. Now we must understand that your words are weighty. When you speak, you see it coming to pass, whether you speak casually or not. But you see your words, it's refined, and you see it is defined. Now don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you next.